Everybody, it is a beautiful, chilly day in South Florida. It's about 77 degrees. I don't know where
Uh,
you are, but my name's Stuart Brisgel, and this is my partner, David Solomon. He is in the illustrious Montreal, Quebec.
which
And
by the
to,
way, which by the way, Stuart, right
yep,
now as we speak, is below with the cold. It's around 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
it's a little chilly, David. But today we're talking about an even more chilling subject, the Ice Lady, Kamala
Mm,
Harris.
mm.
David, I hear you have lots to say.
Well, look, I'm going to tell you something, guys, and everybody, like people are saying, oh, you're always picking on Biden, Kamala Harris. You're always picking, you're always picking. But you want to know what, folks? It's not me picking. It really isn't. It's the media that has really found itself saying, hmm. So what, when I look at the LA Times, and remember, Kamala Harris was from California, right? When Mr. Biden brought her in, she was going to bring in the state of California. And let's put it this way. When you read that she only has a 9.4% favorable opinion and that 51% have an unfavorable opinion, um, there's a problem. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up has got nothing to do with her. I know she sucks, and I know many people believe in the United States that she sucks. What upset me, once again, was how the liberal media treats her. And of course, these daytime shows like The View, Sunny Hostin decided that, listen, let's be realistic. We're just picking on Kamala because she's a woman. Oh, please. Kamala Harris is a terrible vice president. Kamala Harris was given responsibility by Mr. Biden to take care of the border crisis. She screwed that up so badly, it's getting worse. She goes overseas to France and thinks she's cute by saying, we need the
Bonjour,
pen.
bonjour.
We need the pen. Okay, so she makes fun of French people. She thinks she's funny. And then my favorite situation is when she was with university students and she threw Israel under the bus by saying, you should believe in your truths, where she just is, for a person who's supposed to be smart, she's plain old bloody stupid. And you know what? She should fire all of those image consultants that she's brought in because they're making her worse, Stuart. They're not making her better.
She's an interesting character. Academically, she isn't dumb. You're right. She's got some brains. But when it comes to common sense, she lacks plenty of it.
Mm.
She's born in California, grew up in Canada. Her mother worked at the
Montreal, by the way. In
Jewish General
Montreal.
Hospital
Yeah.
in Montreal, right? And she was probably ostracized moving into Montreal as a newbie in that high school, middle school area. And I got to be honest with you, she is the second least favorite vice president to almost the least vice president favorite next to Rockefeller, right?
Mm.
And I believe that her time as vice president may be counting because I think the White House is trying to find a way to get rid of her because she is that bad. I think that she's getting a little bit more adversarial at the White House level, but I think the White House is putting pressure for her to resign.
No, I don't think that. I think the funny thing is that I'm not sure they're looking for her to resign. I think that they were trying to do is they were trying to they're trying to groom Biden's successor because how much longer is Biden going to be as president? I mean, he's old, he's slowing down, and I don't know. And
Slowing down. I mean, there's the only thing slowing him down is 6 feet under. I mean, the
no, but
guy is barely moving.
I know, but I'm saying like I think that for 2024 they were looking at either 2024 or 2028 saying who's going to be their successor. They wanted to look. We've seen how the Democrats work. They picked Hillary Clinton, right? I mean, there was no real race. They single-handedly picked Hillary Clinton to run in 2016. It was
Yep.
almost the same thing, an acclamation for Biden. They moved people away so that Biden could be the successor. The Democrats are controlling who the leaders are, and I'm thinking that they were trying to groom Kamala to be the successor. And the more that she tries, the more she's putting her foot in her mouth. And Stuart, this vice president who had, I mean, there's so much upside that was potential, right? Possible here. First, the highest ranked, most powerful woman in the world, if you will. She's black. She has, other racial components to her. A lot of firsts. And again, people saying we're picking on her because no. And to say that we wouldn't have done it, we didn't do that with Pence. Excuse me, did everybody have amnesia for 4 years? If Pence breathed wrong, they crapped on him,
Yep.
and he was given the role, by the way, of head COVID czar, if you recall at the beginning, and was ripped apart. But when we tell that Kamala Harris is taking care of another crisis, i.e., like I said, the border, and she wouldn't even visit the border, she won't take care of what's going on at the border. No
But the
wonder her
reason
ratings are
why the
plummeting.
reason why she isn't going to the border is because she knows it's a death wish. She knows it's a political dead end. And the longer she avoids doing the jobs that they give her, which are the unfavorable jobs, the more likely she thinks she has a chance in politics. Fact of the matter is, I think the woman is dead in politics. She has the lowest approval ratings in history. Actually, I was incorrect. She is actually on the stage left. She's at 28%, right? That is the
Yep.
current approval ratings of Kamala Harris. Plan B for Biden is to how do I get rid of this person, and how
I
do
don't
I,
know.
yeah, how do we
Now,
replace this person?
but
Because for the
Stuart,
first time in history, that the press corps is being asked to investigate how do we get rid of Harris, not
well,
how do
yeah,
we get rid of the president. Look, they spent 4 years trying to get rid of President Trump. In fact, they're still trying to get rid of President Trump, and he's no longer president. But and he's still the problem around the world, according to your famous view.
right.
But the fact of the matter is, they're actually looking to see how do we get rid of her. And it takes a vote of the Senate and the House to confirm the next vice president. So I think it's very interesting how the left is trying to deflect, right? By you're a racist if you want to get rid of Kamala Harris, but you're anti-American if you want to keep her. And the
Well,
anti-Americans
well,
want to keep her seem to be winning the voice of the media, which is ludicrous.
well.
You
I
know,
think
this
that
is Soviet. This is Soviet era, Soviet styled media.
but
And
I
I mean,
think
I
that
can't say it any other way.
I think that it's and let's just go back to for a second to the view for just a second, and just to show you once again the lack of integrity, the media, and I say it's the media because frankly speaking, Stuart, if you're going to put it on ABC and it's part of the ABC News package, and you're saying that Sunny Hostin blames Americans and misogyny for negative publicity surrounding Kamala Harris, the reality is that CNN, which I'm shocked, simply lambasted Kamala Harris. They really did, and I was beyond surprised that they would even do that because the Biden administration could do no wrong. And here they are, they rip them apart. And of course, what is it? Let's come down on the woman. This is Sunny Hostin's quote. I think it really speaks to where a country is. Let's come down on the woman who happens to be the first female vice president we've ever had in the country, his history, and that it's the first, which is ridiculous because it's the first woman we've ever had, but incredible. So Sunny Hostin, instead of really talking about, again, and this is the thing that really is just stupid. So we're gonna give her a pass because she's a woman, because she's black. No, you're holding the second most powerful role in the world. And don't tell me that vice presidents sit in the background and they do nothing and they just, pick patterns and do this. No, the vice president has become much more important over the last number of administrations. They've taken on greater responsibilities. But if Kamala Harris wants to become president, she's got to be out there. And if she's out there and she is just doing gaff after gaff, domestically, internationally, then yes, she deserves the condemnation. She deserves the poor approval ratings.
But the poor approval rating of this administration is very easy. David, you live in Canada, your gas pumps suck. But you know what? Gas is up almost 60% in the United States.
Yeah.
The
So
cost the cost of labor is up about 30% in the United States, right? The
yeah.
cost of food
What's
is
excuse me,
up.
Stuart? What's
The cost
inflation?
of food,
What's inflation? If I understand, it's around 6%. I know it's here's around six
it's a
percent.
lot.
It's a
It's a
it's
lot
a
more than six
insane.
percent.
It's an insane.
Because I don't buy too many awnings, and the price of awnings hasn't changed. Inflation is a manufactured number, right? I look at what real inflation rates are, which is milk, eggs, beef, poultry, gasoline. Like that's
Yep.
the real inflation rate. Rental rates. Do you know that there's a rental place here in Florida that was charging 2,000 last year, now is wants to charge 4,800 for the same unit.
Listen,
So I mean,
Stuart, we know what
inflation is insane.
we know
So
we're
what is there to like about this administration, David?
well,
So
you know what,
Kamala
but it's
Harris is
not.
becoming the scapegoat for the administration.
And yet you've got the people like the Whoopi Goldbergs of this world who continue to say, you know, you don't hear a lot about a vice president, but of course we're picking on Kamala Harris because she's a woman. And again, something that is not
I'm picking
fact
on
at
Kamala
all.
Harris for being an absentee
Well,
joker,
well, she's
midnight broker who is a
yeah.
horrible actress because she can't even get the French accent right.
Well, forget that. But I mean, even Joy Behar, she goes, she doesn't remember Pence getting this kind of bad press. Joy, why don't you listen to your own recordings? Okay, like I'm sick and tired of the
Joy
revisionist history.
Behar.
The three of these the comments and the statements that you consistently hear on these stupid talk shows are, and people are watching this and sucking it in. And when truth and reality hits them, they all of a sudden deflect and they make excuses and whatever. And this is exactly what I'm trying to get at. The reality is that you have a bad vice president matched with a bad president.
Oh
And
boy,
you know
bad
what?
administration.
And you know what, Joe Biden, and you could say what you want. There's a Three Amigos summit that's happening this weekend. Yes, Mexico, Canada, the United States are getting together for a photo op. Nothing real, nothing good is going to come out of this other than a beautiful photo op. And yet, when you say something that you call out this administration, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, I can. So if the Biden administration does something wrong, just like you tore apart the Trump administration, just like you've torn apart previous administrations, they deserve to be called out. And Kamala Harris, her approval ratings have plummeted below Joe Biden, not because she's a woman, not because she's black. And there's that article I have on my screen. Okay? She is getting bad approval ratings because she's bad. Not as a person in terms of bad person, but she is bad as the vice president of the United States. And I'm sorry. If like and we've how many more gaps can I pull out of this whole thing? Okay? She doesn't like when she's questioned, she doesn't like when she's challenged. Okay? She screams and yells. You can't do that. Okay? You are the president. If you're going to tell me that Donald Trump was not presidential, then Kamala Harris is not vice presidential, and she's far from presidential. And God help us if she actually listen. If I'm a conservative, bring her on the ticket in 2024. Can't
Do,
wait to have her on the ticket in 2024.
do you know what's really crazy? And again, we're getting to close to the quarter hour.
Yep.
You know, like when President Obama was elected president, he was the shining knight. As they're trying to make Kamala Harris the shining knight, I've been talking to people that I know voted for these people. Can I be honest with you? They all got buyer's remorse. They're all
Mm-hmm.
ostriches, and they're all
Wow.
in denial that,
Here,
oh
Stuart.
no, I never voted for them.
Well, let me show you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is the administration's approval rating. And if you see right after the inauguration, they had a positive approval rating. Kamala did not from the start. But watch how, as the administration tanked, so does Harris. And you want to know what? If you're gonna, hit your bets on a certain horse, you're gonna you guess what's gonna happen, buddy? It's done. And on that note, we're gonna love you and leave you, and we're gonna see you again on Friday, folks. Have yourself a wonderful day. Stay well, stay safe.